countdown. AIG Insurance making reality out of part of that cinematic nightmare. They crashed, destabilizing the economy and requiring 4 separate federal bailouts. You and I pay them $170 billion. They pay now $165 million in bonuses to the idiots who sank the company. The specialists at AIG Financial Products, and yes, specialist is a brand name, not a description here. They received the so-called retention awards this Sunday, precipitating a surge of populist outrage. Chairman of House Financial Services Committee Barney Frank calling on AIG to fire people. The New York Attorney General Andrew Cuomo issuing subpoenas to AIG for not disclosing the names and salaries of those getting those bonuses. The Senate Majority and Minority Leader agreeing that the abuse of taxpayer money is unacceptable, and the President vowing to use the Treasury Department to get that money back.
This is a corporation that finds itself in financial distress due to recklessness and greed. Under these circumstances, it's hard to understand how derivative traders at AIG warranted any bonuses, much less $165 million in extra pay. I mean, how do they justify this outrage to the taxpayers who are keeping the company afloat? In the last 6 months, AIG has received substantial sums from the U.S. Treasury. And I've asked Secretary Geithner to use that leverage and pursue every single legal avenue to block these bonuses and make the American taxpayers whole.
Except Secretary Geithner has already used his leverage to try and block those bonuses, telling AIG's CEO last week that such retention awards are unacceptable. But he had to concede to yesterday's payout when lawyers for both AIG and the Treasury Department agreed that breaking the bonus contract, which was agreed upon last April, risked lawsuits. So now sources tell the Wall Street Journal the Treasury Department is planning on essentially holding the latest AIG bailout money, $30 billion more, hostage until the company works up a repayment plan for the financial product group bonuses. While on Capitol Hill, Democratic Congressman Gary Peters of Michigan just introduced legislation creating a 60% surtax on bonuses. His fellow Democrat, Representative Carolyn Maloney of New York, seeking similar legislation but with a 100% surtax on bonuses so taxpayers can recoup all of their money. And to add outrage to outrage, AIG also revealing yesterday just which of their customers benefited from that taxpayer bailout money. While some of the biggest recipients were foreign banks, AIG also paid out $1.5 billion to Wachovia, $2.3 billion to Citigroup, $5.2 billion to Bank of America, $6.8 billion to Merrill Lynch, and $12.9 billion to Goldman Sachs. Each of those companies had already been bailed out by the U.S. taxpayer, which means we just paid for their mistakes twice. The financial